Yes, I'm sure.
They will be able to hear us like right away, just so you know.
Okay.
So, eh. This is a good start. Is there anybody out there? Oh my god. Oh, maybe I should mute my other computer so that doesn't say anything when I open the stream on the other end. Maybe. Hello? Is there anybody here? Maybe. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I have 3 likes. I did.
All right. There you go.
So there's something. So let's see how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm back. So, I think we should just start, or should we wait for people? Or, oh, I see D, I see count. Are there more people here? Are you good? Are you going to sing for me?
Mm-hmm.
The chat should sing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm still scared. Just so people know, I'm kind of scared right now because this is my big boy channel, and well, I'm scared.
Well, we got this. We're it together.
Mm-hmm. We're all in this together. Something, something, I don't remember. And I don't want to get copyright claimed.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't get copyright claim.
Oh, wow. Hello, George. Hello. We're lovely. Do you see that? We had it. Someone says we're lovely.
Aww. Is there a way to share your screen with me? I mean, I can't see anything.
Oh, more. Let's
Let
see.
me see.
If I do it like, you should
Do I
be
need...
able to see it too. You should be allowed to say.
Okay. Let me see. I might be able to, let's see. Maybe it would help if I actually went to YouTube.
Well, yeah, that would be something. Happy day and happy feet to everyone from Bloom HD. Thank you. I'm nervous. George, I'm nervous. There's so many people. So many people.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we figured it out.
Well, that's good. But I'm still scared.
No, you got this. We got this.
I know.
Hello, everyone.
Don't be nervous to see your
Hi, baby.
Yes, I know. But I'm nervous. But it's okay. We can do it.
Yes, we sure can. And Kiara, just so you know, Smudgy Crab, that is actually my fiance.
Ah, that's nice. I'm stealing her. She's mine now.
So it looks like some people from my channel have hopped over. I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, that's nice. Well, okay. So at least we have some people and others can come back. But to the start of this podcast without a name for now. For those who don't know you who are here, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Of course. So, hello everyone. My name is Lauren, and better known as Happy Feet Audios. I have been a ASMR creator since 2017, and I do just a variety of different kind of audios, anything from traditional ASMR, so like whispering, story reading, tapping on various objects, liquid shaking, that sort of thing. But also doing roleplay audios, so wife, girlfriend, done like been a dragon, a muse, a vampire. So on my channel you find a lot of not only kind of I guess you could say audios for entertainment, but also support and kind of comfort audios. So I kind of have a quite a variety type of audios on my channel.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
And I think people know me, but I'm doing mostly the same stuff. I've also been a dragon. I've also been a muse. I've been a snake. I've been a kraken. I've been a little bit of everything. Okay.
I think that's great.
Yeah. I think it's nice that in this community there's so many different kinds of audios. It's like almost whatever you want can be found on YouTube.
Definitely.
So what made you start making the role plays?
Well, back during 2017, I was going through quite a lot. I was not in the best place mentally and not in a good relationship. And I think more than anything, I wanted to see if I could do something creative. It was actually another creator. He's changed his name a couple times. I think it used to be Fat Free Pudding, Pudding Whispers. Now it's Pudding ASMR. But there was one night I was home alone. My now ex-husband I think he was off from work. I have anxiety and depression, and so I was in the middle of a panic attack, and it just so happened that I had my laptop with me, hopped onto YouTube and just typed in like anxiety relief or panic attack, help or something like that, and one of his audios popped up. And I said, can't lose anything for trying something out. So I just went onto his channel, I watched the video, and immediately felt like, okay, someone is there with me, I'm not alone, and it really helped me. And I saw, this person who lives in the United States is able to reach this community of people that is all over the world, and is that something that maybe I can do? I mean, I think that's pretty amazing. Something that you create is able to reach people all over the world, and maybe I can help someone. So that's kind of how the whole channel got started, just to see if I could do that. And I was very pleasantly surprised that not only my subscriber count was going up, but I'm like, I would get comments on my audios that, hey, I really enjoy this, or thank you for doing that, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts of making any kind of audios. Like, some of them are just for fun, but mostly it's just being the light for someone. It's so cool. It's like I can sit here in my home and make something I enjoy, and then other people can be like, yes, this actually helps me. And I'm like, oh yeah.
It makes you feel good. It really does.
Yeah, it's so amazing to just be able to do this. And like, I don't personally care if people like, if they go, it's like, okay, so you gotten further along now, so you don't need my help, and that's good too.
Most definitely.
I think I started because of Carolyn Audio. I think it was back in 2015. Really depressed. I was not yet diagnosed with PTSD. And I was just having the worst day ever. And I just Googled, I just went on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, boyfriend, enter. And I didn't think anything was going to pop up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there are people here that makes that, but I couldn't watch the ones where I could see the faces because they kept looking at me. I know they're supposed to do that, but I'm like, they're looking at me. It's making me uncomfortable. So I just went over to the audio side, and that was so much better for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's so much better.
Definitely. And then I think also a part of it is in these role plays, not there's nothing wrong with having a channel where you show your face, but not showing your face allows the person to imagine you or imagine the character however they want, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, and it's also really cool that Carlin actually helped me out because he was much smaller at that point. So I was like, "Oh, do you want some help?" Because I was like, "I want to do what you just did for me." And then he showed me some stuff, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." And getting the first comments was like, "Oh, oh, this is nice."
Yeah, it is. And then remembering when I hit like 50 subscribers and how happy I was, like, oh my gosh, 50 people enjoy what I've done, and now I'm getting close to 6,000. And I think especially for me, I've been on hiatus for about 8 months now. And initially, yes, I lost some subscribers, but the core group has stayed, and I've somehow been able to keep my subscribers and gain subscribers, which I think is amazing. And that's just absolutely amazing to me, that I'll still get comments on my audios, and that really means a lot. It does.
Yeah. And when you started, like after you have made some audios, how did that affect your mental health? Did it have any kind of change, or?
I definitely think maybe not right in the very beginning, but it was definitely a creative outlet for me. Not all my audios, but some of my audios are based on like maybe something I'm struggling with, or something that I've gone through. And so in a way, writing that script, making that audio was very cathartic. It helped me to work through my own feelings. And so I think in that instance, that really helped my own mental health. And just the fact that from the time that I've started my channel to now, I've gotten divorced. I am now in a amazing relationship, a long distance relationship. Getting ready to get married in November.
Aww.
So, and I wouldn't have met my now fiance if I didn't do this channel. And I've met some of the most amazing people through my channel. So I think definitely as a whole that, with anything, there's always going to be those like good things, bad things, or maybe benefits, and then maybe some things that aren't so good. But overall, my channel has been a very positive thing for me. But speaking from the other side of things, and I'm sure you feel this as well, but once you start to develop a community, then it's all of a sudden you're stressed, like, oh my gosh, I haven't done an audio yet. Oh my gosh, there's that pressure that I don't want to let my fans, I don't want to let these people down. So, I have to figure out a way to get it out in audio. So there's that pressure associated with it. But I would say overall, it's definitely benefited me and shown me that I can do something creative, and that, it's just then this huge reward that I can create something that helps someone else.
Yeah, it has its ups and downs.
Definitely.
And I want to say hello to all of the people that are coming in now.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome. And
hello, everyone.
Don't worry, Rashido. It's okay. Anxiety and mental health, it rules us all. It really does. And were there some points where you were fixated on the numbers of subscribers or dislikes or views after you made some audios?
Definitely. I think with everyone, we are always kind of thinking, am I good enough? Am I going to be good at this, or am I just going to suck?
Mm-hmm.
So I think especially in the beginning, I was fixated on subs, because then I would look at other channels that had maybe started after me,
Mm-hmm.
and I go, well, they're growing so much faster than me. What am I doing wrong? Like, why isn't this working? So I think there was definitely some comparing
Mm-hmm.
that was going on. So definitely in the beginning, I very much was kind of fixated on it. Um, and I think that also kind of plays into the views. What that tells me is, now I don't expect, every audio just to have, thousands of views or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. But to know that, okay, people are watching it, people are enjoying it, and that, provides me with some affirmation. Okay, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Um, but really, for dislikes, again, in the very beginning when I first started this, I want people to like me. I want to be liked, I think, like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had to come to the point where it's like, um, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I still don't understand why, if you dislike something, well, why are you even coming on my channel? Or why are you even listening to that audio? Why do you even have to, put a dislike? It just
Yeah.
does not make sense.
It
Does not
doesn't.
make sense to me. But, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and maybe I'm not your cup of tea, but yeah, it just,
It's
I
like
can't understand it.
it's something I noticed on my channel too.
Hmm.
On my videos, it's like I almost constantly get at least one dislike on
Hmm.
everyone. I'm like, okay. And sometimes when I'm not getting that one, I'm sitting there like, are you there now or now? Like I don't mind, but it's just weird to me if someone comes into my channel just to dislike and then walk away. I'm
Yeah.
like, why were you here though?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Um, but something else I was gonna say, and and maybe you feel the same way. Um, but I feel like with me in the beginning, when I was so worried about subscribers, I came to realize that I don't, I wouldn't have wanted to grow exponentially and really fast anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because it takes away some of that. I can be more authentic. I can interact with more people with my number of subscribers versus someone who has, 100,000 or 1 million subscribers. That's just so many people.
That's just a
And so,
scary number.
yeah. So I'm happy that my channel has seen the growth that it has, because I really am able to be kind of more on a personal level with my subscribers versus someone who has a very large channel. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm very thankful for my very slow
Mhm.
growth because I've
Mhm.
seen some that like grows very fast and they
Mhm.
suddenly they're gone.
Mhm.
That and like the I understand that like think it's too much, so they take away everything, not just their channel but their videos and everything. But it's like, but you're leaving a void. People have seen
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
I understand it. You can do what you want. It's your channel. But it's like, but but I liked what you made.
And now it's all gone.
Yeah. So I like the slow growth. So each time I
Mhm.
grow quickly, I'm like, no 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 no. No. And hello salad. Hello
Yes.
salad VA. Welcome to the stream.
Yes.
Jeez. Crazy anime gamer. That's also a cool name.
Mhm. It really is. Yes.
Yes. Let's see here. How far did I come? Um, have you ever had burnout or get really demotivated, or just the normal like a little break and then you can jump right into it?
Mhm. Well, it is kind of funny that, I saw this question when I've been on this hiatus. Now, because basically well, I still have my channel, but I had my channel for 4 years, and during that time, there were instances where it's kind of like life just got in the way, and I wasn't as passionate, and so it's kind of like, okay, I can't get these audios out. This is stressing me out. I just need to kind of take a step back. Um, but when I took my hiatus, it was kind of like I just felt like the time was right, and it's kind of like I'm not as I don't have that passion, or as much passion as I used to. That kind of creativity that I had making the audios had subsided a little bit, and so I thought, you know what, this is a good time, and maybe this is kind of like my sign that I just need to take a break. I need to take a step back. Lots of changes were happening with my job at the time, and so yeah, I think it was good that I've been able to take this hiatus. But I think that's just a part of being a creator. You have times where it's just like all these creative juices are flowing, you can pump out these audios, and then others where not so much.
But I also wish one thing that YouTube should implement that they have over on Twitch, that we have a feature where it's like, I'm on a vacation.
Yes.
So you don't have to pump out stuff. You don't have to stress to get stuff out. Like, please.
Definitely. Because, yeah, anytime I would go on vacation, I'm like, oh, do I have to, maybe get an extra audio out? Or I would worry about my channel. Like, what are they going to think if, I take this 2-week, vacation? But we're just like anyone else. We need to take that step back. We need that vacation.
We really do, because we're not machines. I sometimes wish I kind of was, but it's like, if we only had that feature so that the algorithm doesn't kick us out, because that's what it does. It's like, oh, you're not posting anymore, then you're not prioritized. Just, bah, go away.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And before I continue on my questions, we have one in the comments here from Crazy Anime Gamer. Are there other ASMR artists that inspire either of you? You always don't have to answer if you don't want to. Well, it's a good question. It is. Like right now, I don't listen to really anyone else but myself. That maybe that sounds conceited, but my usual tongue is Norwegian. So when I speak English, it's not kind of really me. So I still find the comfort. So, and I admire the people that do good in the community either way. Just don't be an asshole. If you're an asshole, I don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's kind of like you said. It was kind of funny when you said Cardlin, because I've like Cardlin, Morgan Audio, Ozzy Ben ASMR. I've had the opportunity to talk with both Morgan and Ozzy Ben, just well, both through like Discord and just messages, and they've been very helpful to me with my channel. But I also watch like 𝐤𝐥𝐚𝐭 and Daz Games, Casper Site, who are a little bit bigger of channels. But I definitely think that like putting ASMR and Morgan, Madam Wigglesworth is another one that I listen to, and they've all been kind of an inspiration to me.
I try not to get fixated on anyone when it comes to creators. If they're big or small, it's like, if I find something I enjoy, then I'm happy. I'm a happy.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, and I think sometimes it's kind of nice, just maybe when you're not doing the best mentally, is just to go in there and you can type in ASMR boyfriend comfort, or ASMR period comfort, whatever. And I think it doesn't matter whether it's a big or small creator. I've found actually quite a lot of very small creators just starting out, and I've really liked their audios.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's fantastic. So it's not so much, it doesn't matter the creator as more of the audio.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I think in general, I kind of go more towards male ASMR artists as far as listening to audios just because of like kind of the tone of voice. But with Morgan and with Madam Wigglesworth, I also really enjoyed their audios. But I
Mm-hmm.
think in general, if I'm going to listen to an audio, it's more kind of a male creator. That's kind of a preference. But again, it doesn't matter the creator, it just matters kind of the audio and the content.
For me, I think it's more of the deepness of the voice.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a lady with a deep voice,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I love you. Talk to me. Talk dirty to me. Or comfort.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but for personally, I don't like the high toned ones because
Mm-hmm.
that's just creepy to me. It has to be some kind of deep, darling. Some kind of deep. But
Completely
yeah.
agree.
And what has been your favorite kind of audio to make?
It really, I think it really kind of depends for me because you can go like absolute favorite to make was the vampire series that I did just because I really connected. It's my latest series that I really connected with the script writer and the storyline. I think it was very well done. Um, and of course, I love doing comfort audios, especially if it is something where things like EUPD, like some of these mental health disorders that maybe I'm not as familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm just knowing I'm getting feedback that yes, this has helped me, this audio has helped me. But my favorite kind of to perform is funny enough is like the vampire or like yandere because that is completely different than who I am in real life, and so it's kind of fun for me to play that villain because
Mm-hmm.
it's so totally opposite of myself. So
Yeah.
that is a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
That's when I got to do the yandere.
Yeah, Yonder is fun, but
Uh-huh.
when it comes to that, I dislike the creators that make it really, really graphic when they come
Yeah.
to the Andres. Like, it's okay to like hint and like do it a mild version,
Mm-hmm.
but one I came into and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna jump a little bit in, and there was screaming. I don't remember who it was, and then it was like, uh, they were saying they were going to do very many bad things, and I'm like,
Oh.
this is not something I want to listen to. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Goodbye.
No. I definitely think that there is a point where it becomes this is not entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
this is not comforting because I think I've just looking up videos there's like you know it'll say ASMR but it's like I beat you up or something and I'm like
Mm.
how is that how is that helpful, how is that comforting. um
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
do not like that. But I think there's definitely a line, and that's something that I've had to think about when doing audios that you can hint at quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but being graphic is going to make people uncomfortable, especially if it makes you uncomfortable. Probably you don't need to be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think there's definitely that kind of line where it's like, okay, we need to reel it back a little bit.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah. To each their own, but for me, that's just like, No.
Yeah.
And my dear plague doctor has a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Who writes your scripts, or do you just freestyle it?
I have to have a script in front of me. But I'll write some of mine. I've had quite a few people that have written scripts for me, like the vampire series, some of my kind of more motherly audios, like protection, like ant, like ASMR kind of ant role plays, the EUPD, or the borderline personality disorder, that was written by, actually, the writer is in the chat right now. And then a lot of my fantasy, the dragon, the muse, a lot of kind of my fantasy have been written by others. I also write my own, but I think, yes, I have a script in front of me, but I will end up ad-libbing throughout. While I'm recording, I will ad-lib a little bit, but I know myself well enough to know that if I just tried to completely just make an audio, that I would just end up rambling and it wouldn't be very good. So yeah, I definitely have to have a script in front of me. I usually I'll record kind of one run through so I can kind of get the feel of the audio, and then usually it's like the second one is when I record and probably what I'll end up uploading. But I have to kind of give myself a quick run through, make sure I'm in the right mindset. But yeah, hopefully that answered your question.
So am I the weird one for it? Because 80% of my content is improv.
That is fantastic.
Around 80% of everything I've done, that's improv.
No, I think that's fantastic. I mean, hats off to people who can do that. I think it's great that you can do that. I just know myself well enough to know if I sat down and just tried to freestyle something, I would end up rambling. So I need a script in front of me.
Yeah, but the bad thing about improv is when people want a second part, and I'm like, I don't remember what I said. I don't remember. And then I have to write the scripts, like, okay, now I have to, okay, what did I say? Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I've
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, because I've seen so many people, and I like, am I the only one that improvs? I can't be, right? And then another question from Fabson's house. I cannot pronounce. I'm bad at.
You can call her Fabs.
Okay, Fabs. I'm sorry. I would like to say, although it is mental health, ASMR really helps with my autism. Question: would you say you guys use it to help assist mental health? If uncomfortable, don't answer. But no, I do it for what I feel like doing. If it's for mental health or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it is for you.
Yeah, if we're talking about kind of the audios that I put out, it often is kind of what I'm in the mood for, or if I want to do the Yandere, if I want to do more of the vampire, if I'm looking for something more comforting. But I think it's fantastic that, and I've done, and on that same kind of token, I've done like an audio on schizophrenia. I've done an audio for autism. Two things that I wasn't as familiar with in the beginning, and I think that is amazing, because I don't know of a lot of audios that deal with some of these various kind of mental illnesses, or these kind of various disorders. So I think it's also amazing to be able to include more people in that, kind of being able to comfort them.
Yeah, I think personally for me, the reason why I haven't done more of them is because I'm afraid to do or say the wrong thing in the audio. Because like my PTSD would not be the same as someone that has been to war and got PTSD from that. And there's just, it's so big, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know what to do. Hello.
Yeah. And I think I know a couple of them that, especially if I get a request for something and I'm not really that familiar with, maybe in the comments saying, hey, I'm happy to do it, but can you, help me a little bit? Can you give me a scenario? How would you react if this was happening? Or I just do research. It's just getting online, doing research, trying to figure out what might be the most helpful. Now with anxiety, depression audios, I struggle with it myself, so it's a little different. So it's basically kind of like, what would I want, someone to do for me? But yeah, I enlist the help of the people asking for it, or, just sending out a question on Twitter or on my YouTube saying, hey, I really want to do this type of audio, but I'm not familiar with it. Would anyone mind sharing, educating me on it?
Yeah.
But now I completely understand.
Yeah, because this is kind of scary. Like it's one thing to do something out of fantasy, but when it's like some kind of mental health, and you just don't want to do them any kind of disservice.
Definitely. I completely understand that.
So, let's see here. And then what do you do to take care of your own mental health in day-to-day life?
I think, I've started going back to the gym and exercising. I think exercising is a fantastic way to especially help with anxiety and depression, because not only are you helping your physical body, but it also kind of gives your mind, it distracts you. It kind of gives your mind something else to focus on. Also, exercising just releases endorphins, so that's kind of like our body's like natural morphine. Also, kind of helps us to feel good. Also, just talking it out with people, whether that be my fiance or talking it out with friends, just kind of venting, and just having down days. And it's going to look different for everyone, but that may be, let's say I'm going to go over and visit a friend. I'm going to have a day where I don't get out of my pajamas and I just veg out on the couch.
And it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Like, it's nothing bad with feeling depressed. You can
no.
Just
nothing at all.
Just take it slow.
Most definitely, and it's just like you said, it's okay to not be okay. And I think the biggest thing that I also had to learn is that even though in that moment it feels like you are the only one on this planet that is dealing with it, and that you feel very alone, that there is someone else out there, probably many people out there that are struggling with the same thing that you are, so you are truly not alone.
But also don't compare yourself with others. Don't do
Yep.
that. And the people who say that, oh, other people have it worse, they are stupid, and you should not listen to them, because that has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all.
Definitely. Yeah, everyone is different, so do not compare yourself to someone else. Especially working in the healthcare field, we have kind of the textbook, and that's not only just mental health, but what this physical condition, how a patient presents with this certain type of health problem. But people are not textbooks, and we all present things differently. We all have to process information differently. So yes, you cannot compare with yourself. You can't go, well, that person has anxiety and they're able to I don't know, like go out and do things. Why can't I? Because you're different.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that person. Yeah. So there definitely that is a great thing to bring up. You can't compare yourself to others.
And also don't compare yourself to a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
You're still you, but that
Mm-hmm.
was then and this is now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you reacted that way then does not mean that you're not allowed to react another way now. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Most
okay.
definitely.
So let's see here. Crazy Anime Gamer had another question. Do you prefer one-shots, medium-length series, or long series for your audios? And don't be sorry for commenting. That this is not annoying at all. It's okay. It's okay. Personally, I like one-shots, but people always want more, and then I want to give them more, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, this was supposed to be 1, and now it's 5. How about you?
Yeah. Well, kind of speaking on two different things. So I enjoy being able to do like a series of an audio. Sometimes I don't intend for it to be a series. I just came up with something and I just intended it to be one audio. But it's always fun to be able to create a series. Um, but as far as like recording or the audios themselves, um, I I don't know. I think a good length for me is maybe like 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. For me, I feel like if the audio starts to get too long or is too short, it's either you're not getting enough of the situation or it's kind of like you're trying to fill space if you're trying to make your audio longer. But as far as recording, I basically will do kind of a run through. Again, I'll kind of go through the audio once, kind of get a feel for it, and then I'll do it again. And usually that's the recording that I will end up uploading. But sometimes I found with myself is that if I try to do it too many times, I start messing up quite a lot. And so it's kind of like 2 or 3 times is my kind of my sweet spot. And after that, I just leave it. Always gonna start making mistakes.
Yeah, I think the most fun one I made is the one, the good boy one I have on my channel. I made it as a joke and people liked it, so I made a 1 hour version. I told them that it was just going to be looping. I'm not going to make that sit there for over an hour, but I'm like, well, sure, I can loop it. Because the other one was just around 2 minutes or something.
And I think for those in the chat, you also have to think about our audio. The audio may be 15, 20 minutes, whatever, but that doesn't mean that we haven't been sitting down recording for 30 minutes or however long. So the amount of time that the video is, it's not like, okay, it's a 15-minute audio, so they just took 15 minutes to sit down and record. No. There's a lot more that goes into it, or the audio may have been a little bit longer, but then we decided to cut something. So it kind of goes into kind of behind the scenes that it's a lot that goes into an audio. It's the writing the script, it's recording, it's editing, it's the uploading, that a lot of time and effort goes into even a shorter audio. Or adding sound effects, things like that.
Yeah. And Plague Doctor reminded me of the Yodere. Do you know what the Yodere is?
No, I do not.
It's Yoda Yandere.
Oh. I would enjoy hearing that. That would be fun.
Yeah, I made it because people were like, don't make this, don't do it, please. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And because of that, I'm going to post the link in my chat.
That's awesome. Yeah, now I'm intrigued. I'm gonna have to listen to this.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat so that people can.
Love it. Let's see.
And yes, Doctor, you were responsible for that. Because they gave me the idea as a joke. And I was like, yes. And I got back, don't do it. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. And I'm like, of course I'm going to make it. You told me no. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then it's not that very long, but oh my god. I had so many giggle fits when making that. It was so fun. Oh, the question, yes, it's a podcast and stuff. Is there something you think people forget about mental health?
I think people forget, in general, just forget to take care of their mental health, that your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And we find that often our mental health can have a detrimental impact on our physical health. Like just example of like depression, that depression's not only the kind of the feelings, the emotional side of things, but you can have pain that goes along with it, the lack of energy, not eating properly. So your mental health or your mental state definitely has an impact on your physical health. And so it is, I believe it is just as important to take care of your mental health as it is your physical health. And one of the places that I've worked before, they always said, the manager would always say, how can I fill your cup? And when I asked her about it, she said, well, think about that each person is like a cup and it has all this like water or liquid in it. So every time we interact with someone, we help someone we pour a little bit of that liquid into their cup. Well, eventually, if we don't do something to replenish that, all of a sudden we have no liquid in the cup. We're completely bone dry, battery is run down. So we have to do things to help ourselves. That you have to help yourself before you can help others. And I think that really stuck with me. So I guess my answer to that would just be to not forget about your mental health and make sure that you're taking care of both your mental and your physical health.
And that's also why it's okay to take a break. If you need a break, take one. And please don't get into the mentality, but you have to work hard to get where you want. Like, yeah, but you're not gonna get very far if you collapse when you're on top. That's not gonna help.
No, definitely not. No, that's not gonna help at all.
So take care of yourself. That's for me, that's the most important part, and what I try to remind others to do. And try to get enough sleep as well. You're not able to function if you don't have enough sleep, because a lot of anxiety and stuff comes with lack of sleep.
Definitely.
At least in my experience, that the less I sleep, the better my mental health gets. I do not get up. It just stays down, and then all the little things are like just plucking away at everything I am, and my Jenga tower is falling over.
No, I definitely can tell a difference when I am not sleeping well for whatever reason that truly has an impact on my mental state. And I think it also, not only do we need sleep to help our bodies to heal, but you need sleep to have those coping mechanisms to just deal with life in general. So not getting that sleep really, not only does it reduce your immune system so you can get sick easier, but it decreases your ability to cope with things. And I can definitely tell a difference in my anxiety when I have not slept properly.
Mm-hmm. It also really impacts my both the depression and the PTSD if I do not have enough mental capacity to get through the day because I haven't had sleep.
Hmm.
And when you were still creating, because you're on hiatus now, what was the
Hmm.
hardest part?
Um, I think, um, and this kind of goes into the next question as well.
Yeah.
Something I didn't expect, but I guess for me, there is a lot of time, there's a lot of effort that goes into creating stories, to editing, to just putting out these, series of videos that, especially in the very beginning, you're not getting a lot of return from it. Now, eventually, you get enough subscribers, you get enough attention, you can start making some money off of ads that you run. Um, but in the very beginning, there's a lot of effort that goes into a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's very little return. Um, and I think I've been very lucky with the group of people, the community that I've created. But I think a difficult part of being on YouTube is it's a public platform. So you have to deal with people that are not so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to deal with people that have seemed like they really cared about what I did, would come in and say, "Hey, I love your audios," or whatever you want to insert there. And then they would start trying to attack me. I've had people try to get in between myself and my fiance and try to destroy our relationship. Um, and unfortunately, that is part of having being on a public platform, is that you get those trolls and
Mm-hmm.
those people that feel like, well, I'm anonymous, so I can say what I want. No, no, you really cannot. Um, so I think that has kind of been the hardest part. Not only learning how to deal with the trolls, and also just not taking it personally. Um, and then in the beginning, being able to see that kind of the fruits of your bounty, being able to see that return from how much work you're putting into this, um, especially if you already have like another kind of in real life job,
Mm-hmm.
being able to see that return and go, okay, now I'm seeing what all my hard work and my effort has, caused, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Have you had any trouble with like YouTube as a platform? Because a lot of other creators that we both know has had like the
Mm-hmm.
monetary just like
Mm-hmm.
taken away and then all the yellow dollar signs and all that
Mm-hmm.
weirdness. Have you?
Yeah. I I really again, I've been very lucky. Now, yeah, there have been some audios that have, instead of getting that nice little like green, I guess you could say like green dollar sign, that it's
Mm-hmm.
limited, just based on content. So I think I haven't had an audio like demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think it also plays into the types of content and how you word things in the title. Um, because yeah, your audio can get flagged. And I've had to go back on a couple of my audios and say, no, these are okay. I want a manual review because these are okay, and I don't want them demonetized. Because that kind of also plays into um, money wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you spent all this time, all this effort creating something, and then this allows ads to be run, which you can get money from. So I think even though I hate to kind of bring it back to money, unfortunately, our world is kind of run by money. And I think it's a problem when you start messing with people's income. You start messing with people's money. It becomes a major issue. But no, personally, I haven't. I've been very lucky to not really have much of a problem.
Well, that's nice. I've actually had my whole channel demonetized once.
Oh, wow.
I lost all motivation because they said it was what? How can I say it without being for the big people, the smack and the toodle doodle. They said that my content was just that, and I'm just sitting there like, what? Because I make kissing sounds in my audios?
Oh, yeah.
So you think that, but no. So they just demonetized, and if they only told me why, like this specific video was the problem, but they don't tell you. They don't tell you at all. They just smack you on the head and say no. And you don't know what you did.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that brings up a good point that I think there's been that connection with ASMR and it being associated with more NSFW or more kind of, oh, well, ASMR is sexual. No, inherently ASMR is not. Now, yes, there are ASMR creators that have taken advantage of the fact that, you know, sex sells. And so using either audios or visuals that make their audios more adult. But inherently, ASMR is not sexual. It can be made to be, but it's not inherently sexual. And I'm sure that could be very frustrating if you've created this audio and then they just demonetize you and don't tell you why. I could see why that would be very frustrating.
Because I'm just sitting there like, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did you mean that I do? So I got very, like, my whole wanting to make anything was just, it was gone. I didn't have the energy or anything, and I was just depressed.
No, I can definitely see that. That's a lot of work. To just have it gone, and that would be very disheartening. I can completely see that.
Yeah, because it would be better if they just went into those audios so that or the videos, and so I knew which one they had a problem with. So I can maybe not do that, even though I know they were okay. And I know some of the ones that I asked for a review, that's a bot that did it the second time too, because there was nothing in it. But I don't even feel like telling YouTube over on Twitter, like, yeah, could you do this again? Because I just don't have the mental capacity to deal with them more than I have to. That's just, yeah. Yes, doctor. It reminds me of the time my dad got banned from YouTube because of spam. All he did was listen to the Beatles like a true boomer. Yeah. That sucks for your dad, Doc.
And I think we had D Gaming Guy had a question for us as well.
What can I do to better comfort or support someone with autism or depression or other disorders? I worry about saying something wrong and making them seem like I'm not listening. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one over to you. Because I don't have an answer, because everything is very, very individual when it comes to any of those. Just showing that you're listening and just telling them that I don't understand everything. Could you try to explain it to me?
And kind of like what Babs has said in the chat is just, if you can kind of get to know person's triggers, like what, maybe there's trigger words, trigger situations that maybe you need to try to avoid. But I think people will understand that you are trying to help them. And I think, unless you are a licensed therapist, a psychiatrist, you have not had that kind of training. So don't expect that you're going to be perfect. If you are closer to that person, I think it's great if you can just ask them, hey, I am not familiar, let's say, I'm not familiar with autism. Can you tell me what kind of problems you have with that? Can you educate me? I'm not familiar with OCD. I'm not familiar with PTSD. I'm not familiar with this. Can you help me to understand? I think that also goes a long way, because we can't help with something that we don't know about. So I think asking the person if they can just kind of educate us. And also, all you could do is just be there for that person. I think they will appreciate that.
Yes. I think that was as much as we can get into that because it's so hard.
Yeah, it is. And just like you said, it's individual. It's everyone's different. So what works for one person might not work for someone else. So yeah, it's very, very individualized.
So let's go to the next question. What's one thing about becoming a content creator you didn't expect? Maybe the biggest one. What's the biggest thing that you get slapped in the face with that you were like, what? What?
The amount of time. The amount of time that goes into creating audios. I think I didn't understand kind of how much time I would have to devote. I shouldn't make it sound like it's like a chore when I said I have to, but I think originally I didn't understand how much time, how much effort goes into not only writing the script, recording it, editing it, uploading it. From the outside it was kind of like, oh yeah, they just sit down, they record something really fast and they upload it, but so much time and effort goes into creating this audio and making sure that it's okay. That that volume is okay. And some of that I just had to learn moving forward, and as I grew as a channel, as I grew as a person, because I'll look at some of my really old videos and I'm like, wow, this is really cringe, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been re-listening to some of my older stuff and I'm like, oh my god. This and the quality, because I recorded it on my phone and I'm like, oh, I would never post this now with all like the crinkly noises and the pops and the, oh god, no. No.
Yes, oh my gosh.
But people still like them even though they had all those faults, and I'm like, but why though?
I know, especially the whole like volume, or it's so funny how you say that you started recording on your phone. That is exactly what I used to do. Like, I think one of my earliest audios, I literally put the script on a pillow. I closed like the bedroom door, so I put the script on the pillow, closed the bedroom door, and then with my phone in hand, I'm like knocking on the door and opening the door, and I'm literally talking to a pillow, and I'm recording this on my phone. And so it is so funny looking back at my like earliest audios to now, kind of the stuff that I did.
It's so cringe just listening back. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like, that's when you knew that you didn't have so many different things to look at YouTube to find out how to do it. Because it wasn't that big at that time. So I was very lucky that I had the conversation with Cardlin, that he showed me Audacity and some of it, but I did not know how to like take away the pops and everything. I'm sitting there like, this is a new tool. How do I use this? and there was nothing to like. There was no little folder for me to look at. It was just like, what does this button do?
Yeah.
And one of the buttons, buttons were like remove audio, and I'm like, is this to take it? And I'm like, no, it's gone. And then I didn't find the redo that go back button.
Oh no.
So I had auto edited some, and then I closed it and like, no, don't save. I'm like, I have to do that again. I have to start again because I didn't see the button. The undo button was gone.
No.
I didn't find it.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Or have you had the problem with recording where I swear people know when I'm recording?
Yes.
All of a sudden lawnmowers start.
Yes.
Loud music starts. I'm like, you guys.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I do. I so do. It happened to me last weekend. I was recording, and I was like, okay, now I have time to record. I sit down, I start my computer, I was about to hit record, and then
Yes. Or I've recorded entire audio and I wasn't recording. Like, I hadn't hit the button to record.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did a whole audio, and then I go, oh, yeah, record none of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I had the same thing just with my mic, but it wasn't that it didn't record. The cord wasn't all the way in.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't so it was just a hello, and I'm like sitting there. I was dying because it was about 20 minutes 30, something about there, and I'm like, no, please no. How can I fix this? How can I fix it? Mm-hmm. And I was so sad. Like, but no, it was good. And that one was, of course, improv. So I didn't have that in my brain.
Oh.
So I'm like, I was just like, okay, I closed every program, my computer, everything, and like, I'm gonna go lay down now, because now I don't want to record, because it destroyed it for me.
Oh my gosh.
I was just sitting there like maybe 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of wasted time, and I like, it was I had so much fun, but it was that there.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, George, it did like monitor that I was saying something, but it didn't let me know that it wasn't really my voice it was recording. It was just the fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
And then just because I saw my voice go up and down, but oh gosh. After that, I always like really make sure that everything is like where it's supposed to be. And that's also why I'm very glad that I only do audio, because if that would have happened, and that you would have seen my face as well, I don't even know how I would have like done anything, or if it was out of focus or something like that. That I only have the audio to think about. That's at least a positive, but sometimes also a negative. But yeah. Oh, it was just, oh my god. That was one of the hardest things in my entire life. When I just listened back and I had...
Yeah.
Yes, it was registering the white noise. And my voice sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had so much time, so much fun recording too, and I'm sitting there afterwards like, yeah, this is good. What? No, I actually started crying. I still remember that. Of course I did. I had sit there so long. I had so much fun, and just to realize that nothing, you just heard my voice every now and again. I was so sad. It's like, no, I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh,
like I can laugh about it now, but at that time, oh god, I was destroyed. It killed me. It really did. So that's one of the biggest things for me. that like you can make something and be really proud of it too, and then you post it and people don't seem to like it. But the ones that I have zero effort into, like the the bad boy and the good boy, because it was just for fun. And people are like, "Oh yeah, I like it a lot." But I'm like, but the other stuff that's good too. Yeah, but this one's like, you like my bullshit? Is my bullshit better than my like the thing that I actually put effort into? I made this like the greatest creation, and I like the poop in the corner.
Love it. That's amazing.
You like this art that isn't art, really? But I don't know how many times that has happened to me. Like I even made an audio just crunching on a carrot, and people were like, "Yeah, I like this," and I'm like, "I'm crunching on a carrot, dude." That's just what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, but I like it. So
yeah, if it works. It works.
Yeah, but like, it's so funny that like the most viewed. Let me see if I can find the views on it. Yeah, 81,000 on the good boy. Yes, you are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That one is like, yeah, baby, I like this. And I'm sitting there like, okay. I think you need help, but okay. But it is fun. But it's like, I put effort into the other ones. Can you like that? And they're like, no. we don't like that. We like this poopy.
The poop in the corner audio.
Yeah, they really like that. We're like, yes, Picasso, I like it. So that's the biggest thing for me, that you can make something, be so proud, and people are just like, no. And you make trash and they're like, yes, this smells quality. I like the stench. And is there something that you wish you knew before you started making anything?
I think it kind of goes along with what we've talked about. I also think what not so much surprised me, but I think it would have been nice when I first started if I had talked with other people that were already creating to kind of give me a heads up. I think in the very beginning of my channel that I wanted so badly to help people and to like make a difference that I often sacrificed my own time, that I became so worried about my subscribers and how much I was interacting with them on my channel, how much I was interacting with them on Discord, that it almost became like an obsession, or that I was addicted to it, and that I was being pulled into this kind of online world and I was neglecting kind of my real world life. And I think that was kind of the biggest thing for me, was that I wish I had talked maybe more, done some more research or talked with some other people so that I wouldn't have gotten kind of drawn in, and that it is okay to have your own life, and that even though, yes, in real life I am a medical professional, I'm not a therapist, and I can give advice, but I can only do so much. And I think that also was something that I had to learn to kind of let go of. What about you?
I wish I knew how to work Audacity.
Okay, yeah, that as well. How to work things, because I was not that.
No, it is all the things that you said too, but like, I wish I knew how to work Audacity and how to like make better content and not have so much cringe. Like, I like looking back. It's very sweet to listen to how my accent was in the beginning, because then there was like, you knew that I did not speak English on a daily basis. You knew that because you could hear it in my audio. And now it's like people are, oh, you're from the States, and they're like, where do you get that from? That's not correct at all. And they're like, but you sound so good. I'm like, did you look back on my first audios? Because no. No. Let's see. A doctor had a question here. During editing the audio, how do you stand the sound of your own voice? I think you can start with that one, but because for me, it's like I usually speak Norwegian, so listening to me speak English is like, I pretend it's not me. When I make the adult ones, that's cringe. That one is so different. But on the other ones, I didn't have a problem because I just pretended it wasn't me. But for someone that is like native English speaker, I think it would be different.
Yeah, I think for me is kind of getting used to the sound of my voice. And it was funny that some of my audios, I've actually been able to put myself to sleep. And I'm like, okay, well, if I can do that by just listening to myself, then this is gonna be good. But I think for me, I still like going back and listening to some of my audios. There have been a couple where I sing, and I'm like, okay, wasn't that bad. But part of what I do to make sure that it lives up to, I guess, my standards is after, I've recorded, I've done all my editing, and then I will literally sit there, I'll start, and this is all in, I think it's Wondershare or Filmora, that I will start the audio from the very beginning. I'll make sure that all my visuals are lined up, but I will close my eyes and I'll just sit there and listen to the audio. And if something sounds too loud or something doesn't sound right, I stop right there. I go back and I fix it. But it really hasn't been too much of a problem for me. There definitely are some times where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much, this is cringe. But I think for me, I've kind of gotten used to that because that is part of my process before I upload an audios. I literally have to sit there with myself and listen and make sure, is this living up to my standards? So I kind of had to get used to it.
No, it's just, it's weird. I'm glad I don't have to start again now. I'm very glad for that because there's so many more people out there now, and I don't think I could compete. And the last question that I made before some of the viewer question is, if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
To make a positive impact on someone's life. That's why I started the channel. Not only to see if I had a creative bone in my body, but to know that I've made a positive difference or that I've helped someone is really what I want to be known for, what I want to be remembered for.
Oh, no, that's really sweet. I want to be remembered for my Yodera. No, I'm just kidding. I want to be remembered for making someone have a good time, that they can escape reality for a little bit, because we all need to escape, and to be known for that, it's just nice.
Most definitely, I agree.
So we have one from Ash Awesome here. Do you think that the roleplay ASMR will end up becoming an unhealthy substitute for romantic relationship, or at least a great hindrance to developing them / maintaining them?
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I can try. In some ways, maybe ASMR roleplay can be bad or an unhealthy substitute because we're picking the best parts to show. And that's not what a relationship is. It has its ups and it has its downs. But I don't think it would be a great hindrance to developing and maintaining real relationship. But it will still be a challenge because we only show the good. We don't really have this screaming at each other and accusations and something like that. It's just we're there to just sprinkle happiness over everything. And yeah, it could be, if you get really addicted to it, then I think it would be really, really unhealthy. But overall, I don't think that would be a problem.
No, I completely agree with you. I think it depends on the person. That, like I said before, we all want to feel loved, we want to feel cared about, and there is definitely something about finding a creator, finding an audio that helps to kind of fill that void and helps you not to feel so alone. But I think it's when you become so attached and so dependent on that person that would definitely be a hindrance to finding someone in real life. And also maintaining a relationship. If you do finally get into a real life relationship and then you are still so completely dependent on this other person, that can definitely have a negative impact. And it was kind of funny because I was talking about this in my Discord VC earlier, but like for me, I found my now fiance. We found each other through my YouTube channel, and it was because of my YouTube channel and because of us starting to talk on Discord that we are now, here going to be getting married in the next 5-6 months. But I also like to bring up the point that, and kind of like you said, not only do our audios not represent all aspects of a relationship, but also with the creator, they are probably presenting their best selves, or they are portraying a character. You are not getting the real kind of in-life person. There is that professional side, and then there is that personal side. So you're not getting the real person, if you want to say. So I think that can also, be kind of unhealthy, because you are creating a kind of a fake, I want to say a fake attachment. That's not the right word.
What's that called? Doesn't that have a parasocial relationship? Is that the right one?
Yeah.
That you think you know them, but really you just know the tip of the iceberg. You know nothing what's underneath.
Exactly. So I think that if you are depending on just a person's audios, like you're just going to their channel depending on just what you hear to say, oh, well, this is definitely the person for me, that can be a very unhealthy relationship. But with like my fiance, I mean, we talked in Discord. We actually got to know each other. We've met in person. We've met in person multiple times. So that's very different. He got to know the real me. Yes, he may have been introduced to me through my channel, but he got to know the real me versus someone who doesn't know, the real me.
I almost said kinky, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, depends. So.
Kinky.
Kinky.
I had to. People who have been here a long time know that's what I do. Oh, I got a question from Geek Forever here. Oh, what do you always remember about me? The time you asked me to say something in French, and I said that, yeah. Yeah, I said that one. And then I laughed because then a fraction of a second later, I remember what it actually stood for. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
oops.
yeah, it's a good time. I'm like, oh god, oh yeah, that's what, yeah,
Yeah, oops. I didn't know what I just said.
yeah, because like in my head it was just, oh, it's just a song, and then like, wait, and I'm like, is it this? And he like, yeah, it's that, and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, oops.
oopsie poopsie. And then there was some from Chris Gale. Is ASMR good for anxiety and depression? I mean,
Most definitely.
yeah. Most of them are
Most
very good.
Mm-hmm.
Can ASMR has adverse effect to people suffering with anxiety or depression? I think that if the creator really fucks it up, then yes. But usually if they had put some effort into it, I don't think so, because most of it is like made with good intentions, I think.
No, I completely agree. I think the other thing is, and I know we've kind of touched on it, is
We touched a lot of things. I had to.
oh yes, oh my gosh. Yeah, we sure did.
I had to touch it. I just did.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, if you have you seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go touch the butt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big butt. Gosh.
But yes, we touched on it.
Yeah. But I think that if overall, yes, I think it helps a lot of people in many different situations, in this case with anxiety and depression. But I also think, yes, you can use audios to help, but that is not a replacement for seeing a therapist or, maybe if you need to get some medication, our audios are not a replacement for like medical help. We are not therapists, we are not psychiatrists.
We can give you
So,
tips, but we
yeah.
can't do more than that, really.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a replacement for. But yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to give kind of my input and to give advice, but it shouldn't be used as a replacement for. Um, Especially because I mean, and I'm sure you've seen this as well. I've had some people leave comments and going through very bad situations or having a
I
very bad
I
time.
I had it myself too, and then I said like, oh, you should talk to a therapist, and then I've been to many therapists, and I'm like, but I can't do more than this. I'm a stranger on the internet. That's what people have to understand. We are happy to help, but there's only so much we can do.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's like either through comments or on a live stream. The reality is that, well, number one, we're only one person. We're
We're
only human.
two right now.
Well, yes, two right now, or maybe we're one. We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, we're one person. We have merged.
We have merged. Have evolved into a new species.
Yeah, we're Pokemon.
Who's that? Pokemon.
Pokemon, gotta catch them all.
Oh my gosh, that brings up a lot of memories, a lot of childhood memories.
Yeah, but it also brings up something stupid. That I said I gotta catch them all, and then someone made a meme with like mental health, gotta catch them all, like anxiety, depression. Like no,
Yeah,
stop.
that's funny. Um, but yeah, to finish answering the question, I think that also because our content can reach so many people. It's the fact that you can only do so much when you're not physically there with the person. You know, if I'm talking to someone who's across the world from me, there is only so much that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, definitely that's where I think it can have like an adverse or like a more negative effect. But overall, I think ASMR and roleplay audios can be very beneficial for
Yeah.
people.
We're trying to help,
Mm-hmm.
but can't it can't hit every time. It's not very effective. Kiara uses ASMR. It's very effective. But yeah, so and that goes into the next two questions too.
Mm-hmm.
Can ASMR help improve mental health? And can
Mm-hmm.
ASMR be used as a stress relief? And
Mm-hmm.
to both of them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there are
Yeah,
other
most
things you can
definitely.
you do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely, and find what kind of works best for you. Because I know we've talked about exercise or getting a massage, going for a walk. Well, I know that's kind of exercise, but going for a walk outside. Maybe sometimes just getting
Touch
fresh
some
air.
grass.
Yeah, there you
Isn't
go. Yeah,
isn't that another meme? Touch
yeah.
some grass. Go outside. Touch some grass. Or the Michael Jordan one. Stop it. Get some help. Oh. But yeah.
Or just like find something that you enjoy. Like I know as weird as it sounds, some days I just want to do for myself. So if there's a movie in the theater that I want to go see, I'll just go myself. I'll just take myself to the movies. Um,
Oh
you
no,
know, you have to.
people.
Mhm. I'm sorry.
But oh no, people.
Yeah, all know people. Yeah.
But yes, like do something for yourself. Try not only to be on the internet. I know it's
Mhm.
very like tempting to just ignore everything outside, but like just go out and breathe in, touch some grass, roll around, and
Mhm.
just uh, attach to nature or something.
Yes. Yeah, and I think you bring up an excellent point that the internet can be great for a lot of things, but you have to disconnect from the internet because what you are seeing on the well, number one, there is so much bad going on in the world that if you whether it be like when COVID was really, the pandemic was at its height, whether that be
Mm-hmm.
the war in Ukraine, but if you are just constantly on the internet, you're constantly, uh, watching all these, watching the news and everything is just bad news. That can definitely take a toll on you. So sometimes it is good to just shut off the news, shut off the computer, go do something else. And also, whether it be Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, that, you can be whoever you want to be on the internet. So don't look at Instagram, don't look at Snapchat, don't go on Facebook and look at someone and go, oh my gosh, they just have it all together. They're just perfect. Why can't my life be like that?
It's usually
Because,
fake though.
yeah, people are going to upload the best of what's going on. You can be anyone you want to be. Um, People are going to put their best foot forward on the internet. So you can't compare yourself because you don't know what is going on behind closed doors. So I think that's very important to remember that um, everyone is on their own journey and you need to celebrate some of those small successes. And some days when anxiety's bad, depression's bad, the fact that you got up and you got a shower, the fact that you got up and you made yourself something to eat. That's a victory right there. It doesn't have to be this grand thing. Celebrate those small victories for yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like Instagram and stuff, the people that are
Mhm.
there that show the best part, it's kind of like the role play that we make.
Mhm.
They just cut out the crap that they don't want you to see because they want to seem perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not. They're icky people too. They poop. And they pee-pee.
Yeah.
And that's nasty.
Everyone, goes to the bathroom. Everyone farts.
So
all human.
Yeah. So like they're it's not that perfect. They get the diarrhea too. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely, I like that.
Yeah. Everybody poops. And then we have from Abyssal 86. I noticed a lot of men use ASMR to simulate the emotional intimacy that is otherwise lacking in their lives. Do you have any thoughts as to why this has become a growing trend and what it might mean for society moving forward? One thing, it's men and females. It's both. It's everyone. Usually, a female ASMR artist will have male audience, unless they are lesbian and they show that on their channel. And the same on the men's side, they usually have majority female, or more inclined towards men if they are homosexual. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like the yes, Smudgy. I know it's surprising, isn't it, that girls poop? We sweat, we fart. I know. It's amazing, right?
Stinky armpits. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I completely agree with you. That it really is. It's both ways. I think this goes back to that we all get lonely. We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel cared about. Just speaking from kind of a personal experience, because my fiance is 4,000 miles away from me. And so I can speak from that sometimes for me it is very difficult to not be able to come home from work or to lay in bed and not have that person there to hold me, not have that kind of physical intimacy. So I completely understand kind of where people come from.
Roleplay at least gives you something. Even though there's no one there, at least you have a voice.
Exactly. And I think that is kind of what it really is. Not so much that it's a substitute, but it helps because it's another voice. It makes you feel less alone.
It's available.
Yeah, available.
So
most definitely.
Yeah. And I feel sorry if you're Mr. Happy Man. You just joined and they talked about poop and stinky stuff. What have you missed?
We've touched lots of things.
Yes, we have. Oh no. Too much. Question for both. Why so much Yandere ASMR looking at the... I make Yandere because it's fun. And same for Happy Feet over here. We both find it funny to be something we're really not.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. I know that's strange to say, but because it is so different from who I am in real life. I like playing that villain. I like playing that character. It's just fun. So yeah, that's why I enjoy Yandere. It's fun to take charge.
Yeah. So that's why. That's why. It's good. Let's see. Do you, from Barosh Variety, do you worry about potential negative mental health effects of ASMR? Mostly no. And I hope those that really struggle actually get some help from professionals and don't rely on us because, as we've said, there's only so much we can do. Only so much we can do for anyone.
Most definitely. And then I also think it's kind of funny because talking about the ASMR community and creators, that you can find some of the most toxic people in the ASMR community. But you can find amazing people, like the person that I'm speaking alongside of. And
Same to the other one here.
Well, thank you. Tip my hat to you.
Milady.
But, I definitely think it's kind of interesting that a community that is based more on helping others there are people that are very toxic, and there have been issues with grooming, with gaslighting, which is very unfortunate, because of what I feel like ASMR really kind of stands for. But as a whole, I personally do not worry about it having negative mental health effects, but the reality is that it can. That there have been situations where people have been negatively affected because of their interactions with certain creators. And again, that's very unfortunate. And I hate that even exists. So I guess there is that potential for it.
Yeah, but as long as you don't, because of the parasocial relationship, as long as you don't get swallowed up by that, and you don't really know us, just because you've talked to us on the internet, just because we maybe have DM'd or maybe tweeted to each other or replied in comments and stuff, we're still not friends, even though you feel like it, and it's a very nice feeling, but don't get blinded by that. Take off those rose-colored glasses, because everybody poops! And people can be poo-poos too.
Yes, I love it. Do you know what that should be? Maybe that should be the title for your podcast. Everyone poops.
Want to listen to my podcast? It's called Everybody Poops. They either poo or are poo.
Oh, that's funny. I love it.
And then there is one that I forgot to add to the questions list here. It's from So Small. Okay, I've asked something I've been thinking about every now and then. Personally, I find it therapeutic not only to listen to ASMR, but also to imagine different scenarios in my head that makes me feel better. So I guess my question is, does writing ASMR scripts help you too with your mental health, as in a similar way to listening to them? Does it help you in other ways? I think the idea of both ASMR and writing as sort of a coping mechanism could be an interesting topic for your podcast.
I think we've both spoken about this a little bit, but as much as I want to help others, I feel like with my channel, I can help myself in the sense that I can do an audio, I can write a script, and I'm able to express a worry. I'm able to work through emotions. I'm able to work through a situation that maybe I'm having difficulty with. So I think that me personally, because I do listen to other creators, it definitely has been very helpful for me. I think and just writing and doing an audio. As I said in the very beginning, some of my audios are based on kind of real life situations that I've been in, or issues that I'm trying to work through myself. And I figure if I'm having the issue, someone else probably is as well. So in that case, it's very helpful to me to even just write it down and to perform it, because that's a way for me to work through my own feelings.
Mm-hmm. I think same has been for me too.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the beginning, I didn't really write stuff down because I wasn't able to articulate it in words on paper. But that's why I started like improving, because I had so much in my head and I could not write it down because everything was jumbled. So I don't write as much when it comes to that. I just blurt it out in a word blob and then I throw it on the internet and see what sticks. That's maybe the nicest way to say that.
Yeah.
I just throw it out there. But yes, it can really help to write stuff down like that, just to firstly just get it out of your head, because that's one of the things I did in therapy that she recommended, like writing down the negative stuff and then either burning it afterwards or putting it on ice, like putting it in the freezer, because then it was gone for now. And when I burned it, it's like it went up in smoke, so now it's gone. Bye-bye.
No, I definitely agree, and sometimes that's what we need. It's just you literally, it's almost like a brain dump. You just sit down and you just write it all out. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be perfect sentences, anything like that. You just write it down, and then you can tear it up. You can burn it. You can throw it away. But honestly, that's also what, even in my professional life, is that if you're mad at someone, take a minute. You can write angry letter to them. You can call them any name you want. Get all that anger out, but you don't need to. You need to just take a few minutes. Get your emotions out of it.
And
then maybe reply to them.
Yeah, no need to fling the poop.
Yeah, don't fling the poop.
Why does it come back to poop? Because when you're writing, it's kind of like word diarrhea.
It is. Yeah.
So everything goes down to poop now.
Oh my gosh.
And yes, Geek, I will make a Nebula number 2, part 2. Everything is poop now. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Don't throw poop. We ain't monkeys. Well, we're kind of monkeys.
We were related.
Yeah. So we're kind of monkeys, so we could fling the poop. So going from mental health to throwing poop, people, poop. Ooga booga. Yes, ooga booga. Happy man. Ooga booga. Make the poop, but don't fling the poop. Yeah. You poop in the toilet and then you flush it away. Or if it's like word poop, you just smear it on a page and then you record.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. This went all over the place, but really nice though.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this, and it's been wonderful to get to talk to you and get to meet you. Oh my gosh, someone put word diarrhea. Oh my gosh.
I got money because he wanted to say word diarrhea.
Oh my god.
Really?
Hi, Rob.
Oh wow. Oh, I got poop money. Thank you for the poop money.
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the poop money.
Oh, from mental health to poop.
But yes, this has been very nice to meet you, to talk to you, and thank you for inviting me on your podcast. What an honor.
Yeah, the unnamed maybe it's the poopy podcast.
There you go.
Because everybody poops. The catchphrase is everybody poops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that would be an excellent podcast. I could get behind that. Yeah. The Everyone Poops podcast. I like that. It's unique. It's funny. I like it.
Yeah, and yes, Black Doctor, it's not blood money, nah, it's poop money.
It's poop money.
Yeah, Poopcast. Yes, no longer a podcast, it's a Poopcast.
Yes.
Oh my god.
No. I think this has been a very good discussion. I think it's good to be all over the place. You answer some questions, you get to talk with people. Yes, but make sure you buy some TP.
Yeah, she gave me money for toilet paper. Actually, I need to buy toilet paper on Monday.
Well, there you go. You can get toilet paper.
Oh god. Oh, that really made my day. Just. Oh wow. I swear returning to Borderlands level humor shouldn't be possible.
Impossible.
Yeah, but it's as Happy Man said, it's perfect.
It is. It is.
Oh god. I did not know I was going to get toilet paper money.
Toilet paper money. No, Cat, we don't like screamy music. Don't try. Live streaming now. We only do live screaming. Oh no. Oh, that's sweet.
I got poop money.
Oh my gosh. You should put this under the podcast when you upload. Just put I got poop money. Yes. That should be the title. Yes. For the podcast. I got poop money. Yes.
Poop money. Oh yeah. Got poop money.
Oh, you're very welcome, Count.
Oh, no, that was fun. But it is a word, diarrhea, though.
And thank you everyone who is currently in the chat and everyone who came. And even if I didn't reply to you all directly, I've been watching the comments.
It's really nice of you to say goodbye for me. Since I can't.
Oh gosh. She's in a laughing fit. This is someone's first impression of your channel.
People know that I have like a Yoda yandere. Of course they know I'm weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You know you love us, Rob.
Well, this is certainly a shit show. Oh, I really want the soundboard to have the
Yes.
No, Dragon, I'm not gonna pass away. Jeg skal ikke dø. Det går bra. Dragon Scale there, he's he's Swedish, so he's my neighbor, so he just told me not to die.
Yeah, no dying, Dragon Scale. We'll stay alive.
Still alive. Oh, but yeah. Is there anything you want to plug now that we are on the end of the stream and stuff? Because I don't think my voice can take too much more after that laughing fit.
I think I've really enjoyed being on your podcast, and thank you again for inviting me. I've had a lot of fun. And yeah, for those curious, I will let you all know if I decide to come off my hiatus. And if I do, I will be kind of rebranding a little bit, kind of updating my channel. But you all will be the first to know. But thank you all very much.
Yes, and for me, you know where I am. You're here.
Hmm.
And I got the YouTubes and the Twitches and the Patreons and the whatever the something something. Yeah. I think I'm going to let the podcast be here for now. Maybe someday it's going to go over on my baby channel, but for now it's just going to stay here.
Hmm.
So, but thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you had an informative time and funny time.
Thank you all.
Yes, and with that, I guess we will say bye bye to the YouTubes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.